Good morning. Right. Let's get going. Stream signal is currently excellent. And we are up and running. Let's go. So, there's been some incredible trades. Incredible trades. Let's just line up. PMI today. GB what? Let us get. Yo! Hope you had a nice weekend. Good morning. So, don't normally have VWAP on the chart, right? We're just keeping an eye out because it's PMI. PMI can be an extreme. Weekend was great. Glad you had a great weekend. Gonna go through. I'll show you why we've got that on in a minute. But let us just. Nice. Nice. I hope the Russell's going well. So you said you've done 60% of it. Oh, interesting. T lost his voice after the last that Friday session. Couldn't talk. It was very funny. Hope you enjoyed the backtest session though. Something a bit different. We definitely need to do a lot more of them. I've banned him. He's not allowed to use his rock radio. It's like, no rock radio. Looking promising. Oh, nice. Nice. So, PMI, right? Told you before, we've collected data on news in previous years. PMI can be incredibly trendy. We can have really trendy days on PMI. And sometimes in New York, we'll just come down, hit VWAP, and then we'll go again. So we'll see whether that's today's going to be one of those days. I just wanted to check the algo, actually. What we are on for the day. Yeah, see? We're on a sequence 2. Strong bullish, higher time frame bullish, right? Could be a very strong trendy day. We'll see. PMI as well. Love a PMI. So, we've also got all this data below. So, on a strong trendy day, we obviously don't expect price to come and completely take out all of these levels, as we saw on that day when we just went, right? We went, because we don't often have all of those days where we just go. So more often we don't, and we take highs and lows throughout the day. But when we do go, we need to be wary. But what we do have is, we've got plenty of levels below, right? 90%, 91%, 80%, all within range of V1, where price can come back to. So if this is our low for the day, and you can see normally we'd have already swept this a lot of times, right? So we can already expect that potentially this is our low for the day. And maybe we're just going to go here, unless we do a reversal. But we can we can obviously we always use the hourly and the data to keep us in line with the directional bias, right? So right now we are now corrective bullish. Okay? So here's our open. We're currently below the open. A few minutes before segment one's out finished. What else do we want to see? We want to see lows go, right? Right now we are a bullish hour. So we've already taken, sorry, there's the high, right? We've got a very strong trend. Trend AI. We're looking good. This is, we're going to see where we can snipe us some money. So Mark's been back testing the Russell. This one. Yesterday's liquidity. Sorry, I should say last night. Oh no, it's Friday's. Yeah, Friday's liquidity. 2 days. You can see still has a 93% probability of being hit. With it being day 2. Very interesting. How are we all getting on with the liquidity, right? Can't stress enough that it is not enough to just expect price. You want to see everything else, and then there's a reason for price to go up, right? So if you're getting all the signals that price is going to go up, there's a reason for it to go up, and this is your reason. So once you get everything else, there's your reason for it to go that way, right? And there's your reason for it to go this way. Not it has to. Once you've got all your other confluences, it's another reason. It adds on top. We saw it play out really well on Friday, right? We took all those highs and then bam, all through the day. Yeah. Super great day on Friday. There it was. Look at that as the day went on, right? I'm just going to hide V1 while we look at this. As the day went on, we trundled up through all this data. Took it all out. New York opened. Smashed all the way through it, right? All the high probability levels. Took out the overnight ones. And then took out the lows. Very, very cool. This is Friday's high. So obviously we haven't yet taken the high of the previous day either. Friday's low is, yeah, here. So EMAs have crossed. 9 minutes closed below the open. We've got our high. We've got an initial 63%, 66% probability that we're going to close bearish this hour. We've got a corrective, but we are now going bullish. Right. So we get a buy signal. We're in a very, very strong uptrend anyway. We weren't looking for any shorts. Not until we had more confluences. What do we always say? If we're going to go down, we've got to take lows, right? If we're going to go bearish, we've got to start taking lows of candles. So, interesting. So, even if we look at it in 20-minute segments, right? Here's a 20-minute segment. There's the high of 20-minute segment. Next one. Basically an inside bar, right? We take the high and the low. So we wick out the highs. And then we take the low. And now this is our range. So if the 20 minutes going to carry on bearish, then that'll be an indication here. Taking out this low here, right? Taken here. Now we like to use hours. Give us a full confirmation. But it's just an example of like a 20-minute candle, right? 3 segments. 20, 40, 60. I think I've got them on here. Hang on. There you go. You can see, right? 20-minute candle. 20-minute candle. Take the high, and then we take the high and the low, close bearish, and then we're already up, shooting up. But we're unable to close above here, right? That's why we like to use the hour. This is the hourly low. Taking the high again. Both liquidity levels have now been taken. That last one. That was above us. Still got a 40. Let's go up time frame. See if we've got any other ones. Some 5-minute. It's Friday's high. I'm alright. I'm still battling this cold a little, but it's so much better than it was. So much better. Anyone caught any trades today? We had this beautiful run up. Right? 4, 3, 2. Here's a sequence 1. Sequence 2. Look at this. Yeah, 2R. No worries, buddy. Look at this bad boy. One tick. One tick. One tick from the low, right? Confirmed. Early confirmation. Data holds up. See you later. It's an absolute beaut, that was. DR long on NAS this morning. Where are you? Here we go. DR. Keep this on for you, Pickles. Yes. Playing an upward expansion. Is that what it was? close above. Be interesting to see actually, because a lot of the time this is where you'd get your DR box like this, right? And then blah blah blah, back to here, back inside. Be interesting to see whether we play out like that or whether we carry on that expansion into all-time highs, right? It is PMI. PMI can be very bullish. This is kind of where I'm thinking. Yeah. Interesting. We've what have we got? We've got gold. Just had one in gold in the last hour. Of course, you smashing gold, Mark. You. Let's have a look. Which one were you? Sell? Or the... Yeah, I was going to say. Oh, yeah. God, we've been bullish for ages, haven't we? 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Wow, we've been bullish for ages. Transitioned. Yeah, we transitioned and it's been a great run. Some great trades. Cracker here. Not great. Another good one. We go sells on that one and then another good trade. Nice. Even this one as well. 50% retracement. Bam. Nice, nice, nice. Sweep the lows on Sunday. Start tracing back up. Not got a lot of venom in it, is it though? Like that's the, if you think about kind of, well, push down there and take that. This is, see if this goes. Has it already gone? No. Weren't able to take that level. That was corrective. Didn't quite take the low. Let's have a look at ES. Very bullish. Nice transition. See you later. See you later. Oh. Yes, indeed. me just... Ooh. Beautiful grab of liquidity. I mean, this is what Impossible was all about, right? Straight back to the next level. To the wick. Let's have a look at NQ. So it's got a buy signal. Wow, it has got a buy signal. That early signal was beautiful, right? Already done if you took that one. Wow, wow, wow. So we should be looking for this. Taking all-time highs. That's, you know, if you're going to hit target now, that's where you're going, or, you know, previous day's high. Got an hour till New York. Do we get this close and not take the high? I think so. I think we would go through this. Just going to... Let's get rid of some of that noise. It's obviously on the 1 minute. It's great to have all the levels when you're looking for them, but sometimes having too many on. We know we've just got previous day's high. Which is this. So if you're going for the fib retracement, then we'd be looking at a buying around here. Still within the EMAs. I don't mind that. If you're in already and you're straight on, there's your 1R. Dynamic TP is looking great, right? Look how strong it's been since we've come up. Nice correction. Everything's higher time frame. Right? Here's a payday transition, right? Payday transition. Let's go. Haven't had a look at CL yet. Wow, that's a bit of a hairy mess. Hang on. Clean out. Just come above the 0 line. We've been bearish. Starting to... Another beautiful transition, right? Beautiful transition. I see an even better one. Right. Even better. Don't like it when CL's going up and NQ's going up. I mean, it happens, so don't worry about it. We're corrective bearish, which means we're bullish. 30%, we're just under the 70% mark. We've got liquidity above. This was generated this morning, right? Friday, Sunday. Here's our open. So these are all overnight liquidity. Feels nice and clustered, right? price just to come through and take that. We don't have to take the high of the out of today. We can just come and take the highs. We are still very bearish. We have come above the 0 line. We are corrective, but it's not super strong. But we're taking highs, and to go up, we have to take highs, right? So it's looking good. I think I'd 3 hours in a corrective. Sorry, 2 hours in a corrective. 2 hour has just started, which is great. Gives us high probability, much more time to kind of come up to these levels. Quite like CL. I'm waiting for my PMI VWAP tap. Right. Waiting for that today. Yeah, let's have a look. When was... let's have a look. Hang on. Hang on. So, we want to go... so we are the 16th. Can I... Where's the... That's annoying. Why is it not showing me previous ones? So the last flash PMI, 22nd. Of November. Daily high looks like it's going to go. Let me just clear my chart. 22nd. Very nice. Let's go, mate. There was the last flash PMI on the 22nd. And then... maybe it's final services PMI, that's more. Let's have a look in October. We have unemployment as well on the same day on this one. It's 24th. Early. Early. Good morning. Let's go 24th. There's another PMI. No, it wasn't on the 24th. It was on the 23rd. On this one. That's fucking rubbish. 19th. Must be like ISM manufacturing PMI or final PMI, because Flash doesn't seem to be any good. 22nd. Yeah. It's a nice push, right? Where is it? August the 22nd. So we had 8:30 was unemployment, and then 9:45 was Flash PMI, manufacturing services. We'll just play it by normal, I think. We do have a sequence 2 on the daily. I think that's probably the best thing to go by, is that we have a sequence 2 on the daily. Right, we have taken previous day's high. Hopefully we can just carry on trending. It is a time to start being a little bit careful, right? Because we've taken the previous day's high, which means we can have a retracement. Doesn't happen straight away, but once we take the high, we can often tend that we can retrace back in, right? So it does not mean immediately. This hour, we still expect to play out like a normal hour, right? We've still got plenty of data ahead of us. So we've got 74% probability of more highs, right? If we are going to go down, we would expect to do like a double tap of the high, flush everybody out. So, you know, we still expect this high to go. We got an hour till New York. News is at 9:45, I think. Yeah, 9:45. Still looking good, right? $15 is still well above the 0 line. Same thing with the 10. Everything's well above. So we've taken the high. We might get a little bit of a retracement now. Congrats to those who have already had a winning trade today. Pleased for you. This is our daily. Our daily is 82% probability. Sequence 2. Strong bullish. We've already gone on a very, very strong bullish run, right? So the daily open is here. It's the gap from we had. Nope. So if you are long from the signal, (1618's been hit. I want to see a breakout above now. See if we can push up into that 2. Tap that 1R. Got 1 more minute. This is segment 4. So we do have our distribution time coming. Let's get a nice strong push. Let's get people's TPs hit. There's that breakout. Keep going. Let's go. So it's still the last candle of this segment, right? So this high is the same segment. So this is segment 4. So we've currently got our high in segment 4. Come out, close back inside. I don't trade pans, I just like to see, really. I like the diagonal, as you know. I like the diagonal kind of price. Correcting before we go. So let's put our previous day high on, actually, because that's just been tapped, right? So we've just tapped our previous day high. Is just something to the next hour. Let's see whether we start seeing that pullback after it. Remember, this is typical ICT, yeah? Tapping a previous day high and then looking for a reversal in the other direction. Why? Because when we take highs and lows, there's a good probability of a pullback. Let's have a look at where we are on the daily for that, right? We've gone very strong, but let's have a look. So open up your open price. Just going to drop the liquidity. And we're just looking at return to open. What's the probability once we've taken the high or low of the previous day, previous hour? We're going to look at this on the day of then returning to the open, right? So let's have a look at days. I need to take take this off. Right, so here's today. So segment 2, we've taken the high, right? The last 11 times we took the high, we returned to the open on the daily. We've got all the liquidity below. Let's go up time frames again. Okay, 89%. Doesn't happen very often in segment 2. $96. Yeah, that's all of it. Only 36 times, but 399 times we took the high, right? So you can see why people trading it in New York, segment 5, 50% probability. 50-50, right? It'll return to the open if you can get enough confluences. It happens. It's a good trade, but right now the 36 times that it happens, and most of the time it happens in the first segment, right? Like you see in an hour, the hour starts, we take the high, we come back to the open, and then it's done. Doesn't mean we have to. 10% of the time of the last 36, right, did not retrace. We don't have to, but we have high probability, so we can look for that trade. We still expect this high to go in this hour though, right? We're still forming our normal hourly data. We've got a nice buy signal on the probable. Had a few of them on the way up. So we expect this high to go. Apologies, I've removed the targeting. If you got in on the close, or you got in as soon as, I don't know where you would have got in, close, or did you do it straight away? I'll just say you took it and got in straight away there. So, if it was me, right now, what do you want to happen? We want price to extend to this level, not downwards. We are in our expansion time. We've already come down. We've started to break up. My stop will be on break even. Take risk off. Right, we've got 15 minutes left of the hour, right? Just under. So we want that data to be used for expansion. So if we're going to get a high, we're going to get up here. We need to start moving, right? So if we're coming below, it's less likely we're going to come take this low, come down to here, and then get up. So my risk now would be off. Even have a little bit of profit, right? Just put it into a little bit of profit. Playing it out, risk-free, no stress. Some great confluences though, right, on this trade today. We take the previous day high, the previous hour's high, right? Giving us high probability of a bullish hour, right? We get a buy signal, second buy signal. We close above the open on the second segment with the buy signal. Probability of bullish. Probability of bullish. So we know that statistically, right? How does it play? This is where we expect to get our low. And where do we expect to get our high? Right here. Right? This is where we expect. This is where the data is for our highs. And this is where the data is for our lows. Right? So when you think about it here and you've taken that buy, you've got a lot of data ahead of you for price to move. And you've also, you did have the previous day high here, right? When I talk about liquidity, it's a reason. What's the why is price, when you buy, why is it going to go higher? Well, we've got the previous day high above, right? So there's a reason for it. We get this close to it. Are we now going to reverse? There's a reason for it to go higher, which then gives you the ability to manage the trade, right? So comes up here, takes the previous day high. It's got room to play about away from your stop. You can manage the trade. Beautiful. Come on. So I'm just going to come off the daily here and put it back to 3 hour. So 2 hours just is started this hour. 3 hour. 1, 2. This is the last. So this is the last hour of the 3 hour. Just 2 and 3. Okay. Oh yeah. It's previous day high. It's previous. I can't see. It's buying into all-time highs, right? We've taken the high. We'll expect this to turn into a inverse fair value gap. We'll see. whether it holds. So remember, based on the last 36 times, now we don't, with any bit of data, we have to see price confirm any of this. We don't just go shit our pants and think that's what's got to happen, right? But we just keep this in our head. Okay, it could happen, and guess what happens if it's gonna happen? Dynamic TP is gonna what? Gonna go under the 0 line, right? We're gonna start breaking lows of hours. Right now, we've got nothing but bullishness. Still looks very clean that we don't take them highs, right? They are very clean for a sweep. Equal lows. Someone would call that, would they? Fucking ICT traders. Still expecting us to tap these highs. That's a big push up. Filling back into the VIB. Who do you reckon's in on this trade? I don't know where you'd go. Where would you go? Above like that? Nope. Not for me. We got 5 more minutes of this hour. $15 seconds still above. 30 seconds still above. Everything's still bullish. Manage risk, but other than that, we have just had this. We don't need to fulfill this. It doesn't have to happen. It's not guaranteed. Just saying the last 36 times that we took the previous day high in segment 2, we retraced to here. Can you imagine if that was the entry? Imagine if that was it. Not quite. Biggest trade I've ever had is 36R. Crazy trade. Crazy trade. Let's go get that new high. Come on. So if you're in this trade, I would definitely be at break even. We're coming up now, right? So this is where you need to be. So you could take a partial and push it through. I still think this high is going to go like it's too clean. Like this, right? Bing, bing, bing. So the fair value failed. The inverse fair value failed. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not an ICT trader. This is good. Looks like we're going to flip bullish again. Looks like that 1R is looking good. Just gone bullish on the 15 second. Need that to hold. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Buy signal on the 15 second. That was the early entry. And obviously if you're in the early entry, you'd have been well done by now. Well, to be fair, you should have been well done by now either way. 1R. And then obviously you could have trailed for the previous day high for 3R. Or partialed. However you want to do it. Everything's bullish. Algo's bullish. 1, 2, 3. And daily. We have already had a strong push for the day, right? So do you remember the trend line on YM? Remember the trend line on YM, Mark? When I traded last? We had this trade here. On the last live I was on. I went through this trend line, right? This trend line. Right? We have just started to break out for YM. Starting to flip bullish. Could be interesting. We are only just starting, and normally we'll put in a bit of messing around, right? But yeah. Very interesting. Starting to hold it now, right? You can see when we've broken out there, straight back in. Tapped straight back in, and now we are holding and starting to go. So YM's an interesting one to keep an eye out bullish wise. Could be really good. Could be really good from a long point of view. This is the first high that we expect to go, right? That would be your structural shift. It's got a good way to go. But yeah. Nice transition bullish again. Now we start to see that hold in. 5 minutes coming over. Structurally bullish on the higher time frame, right? Same thing here. We think about YM at this point, right? Corrected down. Came out. Bit of messing around. Boom, new high. Corrected down. Come out. Could fly. We would at least expect, even if we don't get a new high, right? We would at least expect a good attempt. So, yeah, YM, keep your eye out for bullishness. I like that. I like that. New hour. So if you weren't break even, you should definitely be break even now. Opens here. Let's get us above. Love that trade. Even like this trade. Woohoo! Yes! Boosh! Oh, it was just maybe a bit too late, but yeah, beautiful tap. Bearish, bearish. Take the previous high. Bullish, bullish. Although we are bearish overall, so this feels more corrective, right? So it'd be interesting to see how that holds up. So new hour always brings new things. That's why we use the hourly. Right? Because this is a candle and this is a new candle. And a lot of the time, that's when you see things change, right? If we're going to go bearish, we're now going corrective bearish. So if you were in that trade and you haven't taken any profit, you should be break even out that trade. Just did not take that high. Just did not take it. does mean that it's sitting pretty, right, for New York. Hopefully you took some profits. Anyway, you managed to get some profit out of the trade. Yeah, I was just struggling with the fact that our previous day high was there, right? And you know, once we'd taken that, yeah. Maybe, you know, maybe that was the kind of the way to play it, right? Just below the EMAs, 1R. Not all the way to the bottom. Just with this being the high probability target, right? Where price could go to. We have all our data below. Right? Lots of data below. Lots of high probability data that price can go to. This is our open gap. We have just taken the previous day high. And when we've done that the last 36 times, 88% of the time we retrace back to the open. We've got New York opening in 20 minutes. Look at CL being a dick. One tick. And then off to target. I do recommend, if you got something like giving yourself, never go exactly on the low. If it's like this and you're taking it's quite a tight range, right? I try and give yourself a little bit of room. What, 1 or 2 ticks. If it was 1 tick, you'd have been taken out, and then obviously off to target it goes. We see that all the time. Not all the time, but it's common where it'll just take the lows and then off to target. So you could give yourself a little bit of room. The liquidity gives you a good example, right? Because when we're bullish, you can see here, right? So when we're bullish and we're taking liquidity above, look at what get left. Safe level, safe level, safe level, safe level, right? Until we decide that we're going to switch and start targeting lower. They're also good placements for your stop, right? So potentially could have used that, or a couple of ticks. Either way, if you did use 1 tick, it's just unlucky. Just unlucky. Like I said, I do like the fact that we've got this nice chunk of data above us that CL could pump up to. And I don't like it when CL's got more of a reason to go up than NQ does now, right? Because a lot of the time when NQ goes up, CL will go down. Not exact, but happens enough. So with NQ, we've closed below the open. That's it. I've got nothing else for you from a bearish perspective. This is the previous hour's low. Right? Previous hour low. Only thing that we've done right now is close below the open in segment 1. That's it. That's the only thing we've done. Nothing else. Let's check dynamic TP out. Okay, so the 15 seconds has gone under the 0 line. We can see on this journey up, we corrected here, came under, came back above, carried on that journey. So what I would say is, if we're going to continue up, guess what's going to have to happen? That 15 seconds going to have to be coming back above the 0 line. And off we go. Right. Nice run on that one. We get a sell signal. Corrective bearish now, ticking in. The only thing is, if we're going to get retraced to 50%, is whether that's going to hold up. That would be our entry. Alternatively, we could play we wanted let's just switch our thing to we got our data points below. If we're going to go bearish, we want to see this logo. We've got New York soon, so I wouldn't be taking this trade anyway. Just marking them up. We are starting to look like, remember, right? What do we need to see for us to get this? We want to see dynamic TP coming down, right? Coming down to that 0 line, crossing the 0 line. We want to see this logo. We've had an early sell signal. We had an early sell signal here. It wasn't enough, right? Dynamic TP didn't come below the 0 line. We stayed very strong on the trend. Let's see. Where's our VWAP? If we're going to have a really bullish day, might get a nice bounce off a VWAP, off some liquidity levels, and that'd be our potential reversal point. However, data stacks up for here, all the way below VWAP, way below down here. Got this open VIB here. This big gap. How much liquidity are we seeing below, Mark? How much are you seeing around the open price? Looking around 770. Around there. Any big orders waiting? So if you're new to the channel, we are trading probability, right? So our goal is to predict the outcome of a candle, right? Are we going to be bullish or are we going to be bearish? If we can predict the outcome of a candle with high probability, we can then predict where our highs and our lows are going to be with high probability. So that's us, right? This is what we're trying to do. So this is our hourly data, 6 segments. So we're now looking at, this is potentially a bearish candle, right? So our initial assessment currently is the algo is saying that we're corrective bullish. So this is the probability of closing bullish. So right now we're looking at, like, you know, an 86% probability of closing bullish. Here's our open price up here. We get an early sell signal. The early sell signal just lets us know that, okay, there is no longer a low. If we're going to go bullish, there's no longer a low in segment 1, which holds the majority of our data, right? No worries, buddy. So it's an early indication. Other confluences we've got, right? We close below the open price. When we close below the open price in segment 1, and if you don't know what segments are, a segment is basically a period of time. Imagine this is an hour, right? This is a 1 hour candle. This is how it looked over that hour. We take the beginning of the hour to the end of the hour, and we break it up into 6 or however many segments we're currently using, but 6 on this example, giving us 10-minute slots. And then we look at, when we're bearish, where was the high? Right? Was it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? And then when we're and then where was the low point? So the candle went down. Where was the low point, right? Where was the high probability point of best place to get out if we're selling? And same thing with a bullish. So a segment is just a period of time. It's just a period of time broken up into, like for example on here, most of the time you'll see 6 segments. So we've calculated the probability, and you can see that here, right? I'll go up time frames just so you can see a little bit more. So this hour we're looking at, right? We're looking at bearish. So you can see when we've been bearish that 55% of the time, the high's in the first segment, and then 15% of the time it's in the second segment. So by the time the first 20 minutes, which is now, we've had 60, 70%. So that means that if we're going bearish 70% of the time, our high is already in, which is here. If we're going bullish, well, in the same way, it means that 70-75% of the time our low is here. The only thing we have currently in our advantage is that we've already taken the low of segment 1, right? So what we really want to see now is that low go again, because when that low goes again, it just gives us that extra probability that it's not in segment 1, right? The low, if we're going to go bullish, is not in segment 1 and it's not in segment 2. So that's like our ultimate confirmation, which is like this one here, right? So these are early, hence the name. And then the next ones are your super probability. Okay, usually around 70% up, that you know your low or your highs in for that time period. We didn't quite make the 50%. Made it back into the EMAs. So we add up confluences for the outcome. So what have we got? What have we got with us? So our trend AI is bullish. It's very, very strong. You know, it's been that way for a while, right? So that's not great. It's not with us. Our dynamic TP is red. It's been red since we started the hour. I do like that when we have the dynamic TP red. However, it is above. And we really like to see that coming below for our trades. The previous hour, this is the low. This is the high. So we still haven't taken the low of the previous hour. Right, so we haven't taken any lows yet. So not ideal either for a bearishness. So we've only got 2 data stacking up for bearish. We've got three data. We're closing below the open. So we've now done that for segment 1 and segment 2. That ups the probability to 73% probability of this hour closing bearish. Right? We can also see that the algo is struggling to maintain that corrective bullish. That's not ideal either. Showing weakness to the downside, right? Still volume in the upside, so we're not taking this trade, right? Because the algo's not at the point of entry, is not in our favour, so we don't take it. Done. Doesn't matter whether it's there, here. It's not here, there. And we do have other things pointing in the favour of that we're going to go bearish, right? We've just taken the previous day high. We have an 88% probability of retracement to the open. It's a long way to go. We've got all this data below. All these really high probability levels that have been left for price to smash, right? So another tick. But it might not be this hour. We've got New York Open in 7 minutes. Right? Let's let that get its business done. Because that might just take the highs and then start coming down, right? And PMI, exactly. Don't get me wrong, it's looking mighty bearish. So our job's not to gain the whole move, right? Perfect. No trading till PMI. Our job's not to get the whole move. It's not to catch the top and catch the bottom. A nice push down. So there's our sell signal. Gives us another high probability of this being our high. We're looking really steep, which is good. We need to keep going though. So yeah, it's not to catch tops and bottoms. It's to have a direction, have a probability and let everything stack up. Let everything stack up and get it, and then find an opportunity to get in on the trade and take your piece of the pie. That's why we trade in our hour bubble, right? We've got our hour, we've got our high probability data. We can do 2 hours and 3 hours and stuff like that, but we keep it to our kind of time period that we're looking at trading. And we're just looking to find a high probable place to get in, high probable place to get out. And when we do get out, we can leave partials going, let them run, take risk off, no problem. We don't have to hit home runs because we can hit consistent trades every day. That's the difference. We don't need a 6R trade to make up for the 5 losses that we've just taken. Because we've got a good win rate. We've got a high probability system. 3 minutes to go. Yeah, I was asking Mark about that liquidity. If you're back, buddy. That's what you can see laying around there. About 770. Yeah. That was a good call. Yeah, that's exactly what I'd have done. Previous day high was just too tempting. And like I said, we haven't got... It can go up, but we don't have a reason for it to come up any higher. Got all these reasons to go lower. Like, I might be bullish on the day, right? But when I'm looking to take my trade, I need to have a bullish period, right? We need to be... It's no point being bullish on the hour if we're bearish on... sorry, bullish on the day and then we're bearish on the hourly, right? It's no point. Because if price is going to go up, we're going to start getting what? Lows in the first two segments, highs in the last two segments, which means you're going to start getting buy and sell signals, right, on the indicator, right? And then when we're bearish, you're going to start getting sell signals because it's more probable to get sell signals in bearish price action than it is to get bullish signals. That's why there are more buy and sell signals. There's more sell signals in bearish action and more buy signals in bullish action. Purely because, right, when you're going down, you're breaking lows. Right? And then when you're going up, you're breaking highs, right? So you're just more likely to get buy signals and sell signals in bearish action. It's just the probability. Right, here we go. Got this gap here. Let's see if that's enough to hold it. Or he's going to take the high. There's the high gone. If you didn't go BE, congratulations on your 1R. Risky, but congratulations. If you did take profit and get out, I think that was the right thing to do. Don't gamble with profit. Well done, sir. I think that's absolutely perfect. Managed it exactly how it should be managed. Has anyone seen NQ? Right, CL's taking them highs. These are what I wanted it to take out, right? And then it can come back bearish again. So if I was in on this trade here that we were talking about, this is where I'd have taken some profit and I'd have been looking for these levels to go. There's a reason for it to go up, right? There's a reason for it to go up. Smash, smash. No one knows what price is going to do, right? We don't know. We just have our probability. Even when something is 99% locked on, there's still a time when it doesn't do it. $99.999999. Still not perfect. We got 15 minutes until news. Very good. I'm going to be mean, Alexandra. I'm going to read your last comment. I have it in my notes. No trading PMI. Oh, okay, fine. All right, okay. I thought you meant as in like, no trading. Well, nice. That was a great trade then. 60 ticks. Beautiful. What's that? 15 points. Decent trade. Yeah, man. It's a great example of getting your piece of the pie and being done, right? Great example. I mean, what was that? 30 seconds? That probably wasn't even that. How long were you in that trade for? 10 seconds? $30 seconds. Nice. Yeah, it must have been a specific level that you were looking to get in at. I'm guessing it was it around here? This break, come back and go? Or was it the breakout? Yeah, use the EMAs, yeah. It's a beautiful trade. It's a beautiful trade. Come on. Here we go. So we've come up. Chippity chop chop, chip chop, chippity chop chop chop. I think you can feel it from me that right now I am waiting to see. I'm waiting to see if we are just going to flip and turn. We've got a lot of reasons to go down. We've got liquidity. Just lower the levels. So I think that's kind of the minimum I would expect if we were going to come down. And obviously this is full retracement to here, back to the open. And that's our 88%, right? I know it was higher than that. I am being worst case scenario. It was higher than that, but I'm using the worst. It was like 90-odd%, and there was also 100%, but that's not true. So 88% we're going with, and that's on the low end of what we found. Probability of us going to this level. So if you're new to the channel, this is what we're trading, right? Trading probability. So we've used the data inside of our open price stats, right? This is set to the daily. And we went up to the daily and we looked at our previous day high, which is here. And we were like, okay, we've just taken it in segment 2. And this shows us, if we've taken the high, what is the probability that we then retrace to the open? To the daily open. So success, failure. So we've had 40 times we've taken it in segment 2, and of the 40 times, 36 retraced back to the open. So it's an interesting stat. It's interesting. And then we have got all this data, but we are in a very strong bullish trend. We have had a payday transition, right? Trend AI is not even flickering. So until we see any of that, we always do the following. Until we are breaking lows under the 0 line, right? We can't go down. We continue to go up. And while that continues to do it, we'll continue to look for longs. If the algo's given us probability and everything else has given us probability, we just stick with it. Doesn't matter about the higher time frame, what we think might happen. Only matters about the lower time frame. Because for the higher time frame to be right, the lower time frame's got to switch, right? We can't go bearish on the higher time frame if the lower time frame is bullish. It's only early. We've only literally just started. How long have we got till news? 4 minutes? Yeah, 4 minutes. 3 minutes and 46 seconds. Countdown. Oh my god. Shall I try and get a countdown on? How can I get the countdown on? Hey. I'm probably not going to get it done in time. Well, let's give it a go. Ah, bollocks. No, wrong one. Can you see this happening live? I'm going to try and fucking zoom in. Yes. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Let's have a look. I'm guessing, are you in a short or in a... I'm guessing you're in a short, right? Corrective bullish. I do like this trade though, but let's have a look. Right, we've got lots of data below. Okay. So we're bearish, we're bearish. Sell signal. Right. You're in the short. Cool, bud. Did you go from the signal? Or the low? Okay, cool. So 50% tapped. Algo's still sticking. So if you did the 50% trade, that'd be done, right? So if you took the 50%, you'd hit your 1R. Holding the runners. Lots of targets below. We've come below the zero line. See, this is this is good, right? Look at that. This is a good trade. Sell signal below the zero line, right? We've taken the previous hour low, which means we're going bearish. Tap the 50%, 1R, ton. Leave some runners going. We've still got data below, right? That's a great trade. Nice one, cool rattler. That's a great trade. Yeah, there's our current low for the day, right? Here. So it's got a good chance that we could take these lows. This one here, even this one. 70% on the 5 minute. Either way, if you were doing the 1R, you'd have been done, or leaving a partial run in. It's a great trade, man. It's a great trade. How's PMI done? I've just put all that news on and then missed it. Is it happened? Yes. News over. I did all that. This is what we got. Not a lot, right? So the difference between gold, we've transitioned, but we're bearish on the higher time frame, right? So higher time frame is bearish, right? So we've corrected, failed to take even this high, right? Remember when we were looking at gold, we came up, couldn't take this high, transitioned, and then now look, we go under, so potentially we could be seeing lower price action. Let's see. Let's see. We need to transition from corrective into bearish, right? So do you want to see gold transition now into bearish? Let's have a little look in terms of YM's drop back inside. GC. Yeah. We'll see. Either way, well done. Congratulations on the trade. That's the job done. You don't need to worry about anything else, right? That was the trade. High probability. played off in your favour. That's all you need to worry about. You don't need to stress about anything else. So, good news is, news out the way. New York Open out the way. Nice. Very good. I do love the RSI. Do love the RSI. How do you trade it with the RSI? I have a look. What time frame do you use? I've never heard of that. Let me write that down. Andrew Cardwell. Man's got a good name. It's down. I'll have a look at that. Thank you very much. Okay. 1 hour. Oh, do you know, I love the 1 hour. No, I love the 1 hour. Let's put it back on chart. There we go. So here, right, one of my biggest trades was a 36, 37 hour. I've talked to you about it before. And I used the RSI with liquidity to get me that, right? So we had a high here. And I was expecting that we were in an area that we were going to grab liquidity and then drop, right? We pushed outside with the RSI. It was more like this. Could come back below, and then we couldn't come up higher when we grabbed the liquidity. And I actually set my limit order here, like this. Just above the high. And then just above those liquidity levels. And then it was like that. But for 36R. That was how using the RSI was one of the biggest trades I've ever done. So I do like the RSI. I like it for when we come below the average line like that, and then come back above. Nice tap back here on. See whether this holds. Couldn't quite get above the average midpoint. Crossing the very similar to the zero line, right? When you cross the zero line here, again, a lot of the time, that's where that bearish momentum can kick in. Not as clean as dynamic TP, because it happens more often, but you can see confluence of the two, right? It takes all the way for here for this one to come under, when the RSI has already cleanly come under, but yeah. $15-minute is looking super bearish. Super bearish. Right under the zero line. Got a bit more room for the average line to come under yet. But yeah, look at that. Look at it. Stretch under. Let's hope we can get some kind of movement like this, right? And then another drop. We are messing around this liquidity. That's cool, man. I'm going to have a look at that. I do love the RSI. So, from my crypto days on Bitcoin, right? I used to trade the RSI. Nice bounce off of our level on the daily. Yeah. Can be a bit early. Plenty of room still for it to come up. Yeah, I will. I will. Like I said, when I first started, I don't know, 4 years ago, however long it was, right? RSI was one of the main things that I traded. In a lot of times when we're trading crypto, right, we're looking for a breakout. We're looking for this opportunity of when we're going to get in, right? So we're looking for that breakout. And I just use the RSI to help with that. A lot of the time it'll get you an early point, right, of when that happens. Our breakout point before our continuation, right? Let me write that down. TK Woodson. I love everyone's little bit of, you know, their own little confluence that they bring to it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Right. 4 minutes to a new hour. If CL is going to go bearish, what are my thoughts on hitting the lows on NQ? It's high probability, right? But as we've just been talking about, until, like gold, exactly what we've just done in gold, right? We're looking for exactly the same thing. We've come up, right? We've come up bullish. We've got a strong dynamic TP. But, I mean, the difference is obviously gold's higher time frame bearish, right? As where NQ isn't. But the first thing we'd be looking for is what? We can see that we start making lows, right, on the dynamic TP. Look, it takes 2 hours. This is our low. We don't take it. We come back up. This is our high. We just equal the high. And then here we take the low, right? Sorry, here we take the low. So this is our first time of going bearish on an hourly candle. And if we're going to go down, candles have got to break candles. So there's our first signal. And then we cross the 0 line. Then we break this low as well. We get a sell signal. We're corrective bearish. Now we're starting, right? We have to go corrective bearish to get to bearish on the algo. So for NQ, for me, it is high probability that we take these lows. But as we also said, we are in a sequence too, right? So when we look at the daily, on the algo, you can see 82% probability, strong bullish, higher time frame bullish. So we've transitioned, if you think about it that way, we've gone into a sequence 2, which means we can have a very bullish day. and everything is bullish. So until we see the opposing happen, I'm still looking for longs. Even though, once we take the high, the last 36 times, there's an 88% probability. That doesn't mean it has to be this time. It just means it's likely to happen. So if that's likely to happen, it means we have to go below the zero line. We have to start taking the lows of the previous hour, right? We have to have bearish hourly candles to be able to get to the low, right? That's where we're going to go to. So high probability doesn't mean it has to happen. And before we see it happen, I want to see price do it, right? Price has got to go bearish to be able to go lower. Right, if we look at our... Let's look at our data, hang on. So I'm going to take you on a time frame I very rarely take you on. So this is our hourly data, right? There's our low. 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 This is the only one that broke the low. Closed all the way back up and immediately took the high again. There's our low. There's our low. Right? Nothing bearish. So this is our only hour that was bearish. This hour. Right? That took the low of the previous hour. This was it here. So we took the low. First step. Dynamic TP did not come under the zero line, right? And then we come all the way back up and closed up here. And when the new hour opened, we immediately took the high. Oh, bullish again. Sorry, make it easier if I put on the lines. Right. There's our bearish hour. We take the low of the previous hour. But look at that close. We just closed bearish. And then immediately, within the first 3 minutes, boom, we take the high. And we're back bullish again. So we're in a new hour now. We're still pumping. We're in a transition of a payday. What did we say? When you first join Max Algo, when you get a payday, they can what? They can fucking go. See, even this, right? It's clean. Correction. Pump. Correction. Still didn't break the low here, right? Pump. Takes the high. This was the run up, right? Correction. I think anyone who's shorting now is in trouble. I do. Even though I'll sit here and say there's an 88% chance we go to the low, all of our data's below, 100%. But we wait for confirmation, right? Confirmation is price going bearish. Price is not bearish. Price is bullish. We've already taken the high of the previous hour. So I think it'd be nice if we're going to see a reversal candle. We'd want to see a high and a low taken. If we can get that in the same hour, right? We take the high and we take the low. Nice structure. Otherwise, we've got an 88% probability of closing bullish, which means we want to see our low, high taken, nice entry, TP. Sweet. Oh, YM. Yeah, so it's come down, it's taken the lows, it's left the low, which we expect it to do. Now we want to see it flip, take the high, come back. YM could go. 15 seconds, come back above the 0 line. 30 seconds coming up to it now as well. So remember when we crossed this, when we were looking at this trend line, right? I said to you that a lot of the time, once we first come out, we can mess around, right? Take out the lows. And then flip and go. We'll see. The beauty about what we do, right, is every hour gives us an opportunity to get in, right? If it's going to be a bullish hour, we'll find a way in. And then if it's going to be a bullish hour, we can expect those lows to hold. The next hour's bullish, bullish, bullish. Want to see this come up above the 0 line. Coming up to the 0 line. Give us that nice entry. Look at the dynamic TP. That's held beautifully. So I think we've got YM to keep an eye on. CL's already... Yep, CL's already broken the low of the previous hour, right? And it just... Not quite closed below it. Just on it and wicked it. We come back above the open price. I want to see this close below now for bearishness. Get this closed back down to the 0 line. Maybe we can look at CL. Gold carrying on its bearish distribution. This is what we're expecting for gold. Yeah, really nice. We want to see further downside, maybe even all the way down to here. If it's going to continue back on with this bearish trend. It's not looking as strong, right? We're expecting that to happen when the correction's over. We expect a big push down. Big push down. So we'll keep an eye on it. While Dynamic T's pushing down, we're still looking at bearish price action. 2-hour algo's not been able to flip yet, which is interesting. So, yeah, it's not looking super strong yet, but let's hope we can continue. This is the next low to take, right? We'll see. Yes, nice and bullish. 7-minute candle. See how our liquidity levels below are holding, right? It's taken liquidity here, but it's generated it taken it and carried on. Hasn't taken our liquidity here. Yeah, when we're taking lows, see how we leave the liquidity above? And when we start flipping, we start leaving liquidity below. We have got some levels above on ES. ES hasn't yet taken all the highs, so I like that with ES. We've got levels above. Remember when we were looking at candles, right? Let's put it into a segment. Each candle is a segment. Really strong push up. Tap down. So Euro's carried on down and taken these lows. We have taken most of the levels below now on Euro. Still bearish. Wait and see what that does. Right, important. Segment 1's done. How are we doing this morning? Ah, nice. Glad you've joined us. We're doing well this morning. We've had couple of wins, BE. Mark's doing well as always. We're looking at YM. Where are you? This breakout, right? So we were just tracking, if you're with me last time, we were tracking this big movement down on YM, right? We were tracking this big movement down, and we had a trade here that we just started doing that pullback, transitioned, right? So this trend line, we've been all the way down, and then this morning, look, we started to break out. We expected some messing around, and now we've come back above and taken the high. So we're just looking potentially for an opportunity to get in. We're coming up to this zero line, which is one of the things that I wanted to see. First segment's done. So if we're going to go bullish, right, we expect our lows to be in. We're really looking at this level, right? Because if we're going to go bullish and it's going to go retrace it, we've got to take this level. We've got to take this level. Now remember, on the 4 hour, I'm just going to show you on the higher time frame, right? This is what we've done. Correct, 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 go. Correct, 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 go. Correct, 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 go. Correct, 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 go. Right? We're just starting that breakout. Loads and loads of time yet. Loads and loads. Only just the beginning, potentially, of this move, right? Only just the beginning. But you can see that playing out, right? Really cleanly the last 2 times. So, as we like to say, Things happens in threes. So we are still above the zero line here, right, on the 4. Holding that bullishness. So we'll see. Like we're saying, even if we expect to get some breakout, we might not come and take the highs, but we expect some of these levels to go. So we expect at least this first level to go, right? At least that first level to go. So if that first level is going to go, yeah, where's our space, right? That's where we got to get to. Oh, quite like that trade here now. Just not quite above the zero line. Yeah, I quite like this. All right, okay. Still time. Still time. Yeah. And that's where I'm now. See this 5 second come back above the zero line. Come on, pop it. Go, 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 go. Go blue. Come on, you got to get above. This is a 5 second. We expect the if the 1 minute's going to go above, right? This has got to go back above the zero line. So if our 1 minute is going to go above, I was looking for one that had gone below the 5 second. I'll see that go below. See that come above. I mean, from a statistic point of view, we're coming into the last part of the 30 minutes, which would be here. That's that. So the 1 minute can't go above if the 5 seconds below, right? Because the 5 seconds is going to drive the 1 minute down. It's already taken the low. One minute's probably changing now. That's that. Here we go. Come on, back up. Get back over that zero line. So this hour now is giving us a sell signal. So we're definitely not looking at YM now. NQ's confirmed short. Let's see if we can get that price starting to confirm. Gold still going down. Have you still got some running on that? We were looking at this level potentially. Might just tag. And then if it is going to go on a bender as it continues on down, we'd expect this low to go. YM, we are waiting. At some point we expect to get a clean run. You're still in gold? Nice. Wow, liquidity is way too much on Russell. Better? Just... There we go. Even the Russell's not really anything exciting. Yeah. So Euro might confirm long now. Said a lot of the levels we've taken below, right? And whether we just come back up. We'll see. NQ. We haven't got any confirmation in the direction of long, so we're not looking for a long this hour, right? We're bullish. If we're going to go bearish and look for the low, we need to see the change. Yeah, so with YM, if we were looking at the New York Open, so we change it into regular trading hours. Runs in half an hour's. So we would just use late signals. Because the data's better. I'll show you. So you can see here, right? So 61%, 55%. 58, 58. So it's slightly. I think if we go up time frames, you'll see it more. 60, 56 on regular trading hours. 57, 58. That's much. It's quite similar, really. So we can look at it from the regular trading hours, and the regular trading hours, this is the first candle, this is the low here. This is that buy signal, matching that low. So it's basically saying that this is the low for that period. And that's what, when I saw that signal. Also, I do look at regular trading hours of YM. Just looking at that low, really, and just thinking. You can see the 1 minute's already above, right? But the 5 second is still down here. So, I want to see that one come above that 5 second. Let's look it back on electronic. I want to see that 5 second come above. Focus sale. Still stayed above the zero line. Right. Feels like one of those typical NQ days where it just trucks along. So for anyone watching for NQ, we do have high probability of retracing, right? But we can't see a retracement until we start seeing price reverse. And right now, we don't have anything giving us. These sell signals just give us a probability for this hour. Doesn't mean price is going to come all the way down here. And if we're going to go bearish, we've got to take lows, right? Got to take lows. Got to come below the zero line. Right, let's have a look. 30 seconds above the zero line. 15 seconds above the zero line. 10 seconds above the zero line. 5 seconds above the zero line. So no shorting for us. Not yet. Gold, on the other hand, It was perfect entry, right? You got the sell signal. You had a high probability bearish hour. Tap back the 50%. Boom. And we've got some liquidities below, right? 70% level. Take some profit at the 1R. Even take your whole thing off at 1R. Let it run. See if we can hit some of these levels below. YM. Come on. Get back above this. Get back above this. Come on. If we can see YM on the 5-second come back above the 0 line, that gives us opportunity for this 1 minute to flip back bullish and get us above. Come on. On the regular trading hours, we will get another. Regular trading hours starting in 10 minutes. Well, in a minute, right? So this period's over. So again, we can then look at the early segments, seeing that are half an hour data, which is this, right? Can play out. Let's see. Five seconds. Let's just get ready. New hour on regular trade hours. Come on. Oh, yeah, I know, yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes. Fine. Ah, for God's sake. Too much going on. Right. Come on. Come on, 1 minute. NQ, new high. Oh my God. So, why are we not desperate to get in shorts, even though we've got so much probability that price is going to go lower? Because our daily is 82% probability of closing bullish, right? So, our 1 hour, our 2 hour, our 3 hour are all bullish. We're making highs. We're not making lows. We're doing everything that's bullish and nothing that's bearish yet, other than a few signals. But when we have days, we're like this. Trend AI, everything's above. This is about keeping you out of being in the wrong side of the market and keeping you in the right side of the market. Haven't been able to find a position yet, but it's only early. Plenty more time to come. Obviously, there was the position on gold that was taken. Bam, well done to those that took it. CL. Right, there was this long position here up to these highs. That was where I was looking. Right now, CL's nothing else that I'm looking at on CL. Euro confirms long. Need to come above the 0 line, right? NQ, I was hoping to get an entry on NQ. And really, I was looking for this hour, confirm long, tap back, go in. So if you remember when I showed you this chart, right? Yeah. You can see, look, we've taken the low and the high of this candle. Super bullish. Super bullish. Right. Where's my position? What is this? We've got contract rollover on some of them. YM on the micro has gone across to March. Fuck is this? Weird. Really weird. NQ dropping? No. Fuck is going on with my Ninja Trader? Oh my god. What is going on? Right, I'm just going to close it down and reload it. That fixed it. There we go. All fixed now. Right. See how we're coming back up to this 0 line now. I'm liking it now. 5 seconds above. Everything's looking good. Just waiting. Gold's first time. Confirm. Then we take the high. So I'll be watching gold now. See if we start coming back up. I was looking a bit weak. We'll see. Okay. Really like, see how now we've come down. We're starting to come up towards that zero line. All right, we failed. So that low held, right? Let's see. Well done, Alexander. Nice trade, buddy. I'm watching you. So we are first segment done, right? So we expect this to be our high.
Order submitted.
Expect this to be our low, sorry. So we're corrective bullish. In fact, my stop order that I've put on, I'm going to remove it.
Order canceled.
As algo is bullish. To be fair, if it takes it, the algo will be bullish, so I'll leave it on.
Order submitted.
So I'm just putting my stop order above here. Right, if we're going to go up, we're going to take this high, giving us high probability of this being our low. Should still push this up. I still want to see this come above the zero line. This is a big thing for me, right? I want to see it come above the zero line. If we take the low, then we confirm this is our high, right? Order's safe. I'm in no trouble. Five seconds coming back down towards that zero line. 1 minute can't come above if the 5 second goes below. So this needs to reverse now, really. Otherwise, I'll revisit YM another time. There we go. That was a nice push up. Let's go. Go on. So NQ, more highs, not more lows. Euro, we took out the data below, high probability, and now we're taking out data above. Come above the zero line, which is lovely. Nice tap. If you're a DR trader, would have been quite a quick one, but it was quite a nice little grab of DR, IDR, levels all combined. Targeting higher time frame liquidity above. Still got levels to go. Euro could still run. Oh, whoa. Yep, YM's going. So we're in. Let's sort our stop out. We are getting mighty close to that zero line, right? My reason for taking the trade was we break this high in segment 1, right? Segment... Then we would expect this... I am going to be tight and put my stop here. Come on. Because if we don't push now, we're not going to go below the zero line, right? So we're not going to come. We've got to push now to get above this zero line. We've come up. We've corrected. We're coming back up now. What we don't want is it to just lose momentum, which we're starting to get. So... I'll take that. And then for me, it's 1-to-1 to this high. Right. So good look at that. Ideally, if I was going to be big, I'd probably have me stop here, right? Especially if I'm going to go for higher price, if I'm looking for like up here and then the rest of it, you could give yourself more room. But I'll go here. If I get taken out, I'll look for another opportunity. Just failing to get above that zero line. I just really thought if we were going to take that, we'd push on through. Keep an eye on this 5 second. Come on. I really thought it to go at that point. That would be the point we get the volume kick in. Come on, get above that zero line. You can see that the trend strength had gone up as well. So we'd gone from strong trend back to a very strong trend, right? So just seeing that we'd failed to go weak. That was also what was giving me confidence. We took this high. Segment 1's our low, giving us a 58% probability this is our low. So it was just all kind of piecing together. If it doesn't play out, this isn't going to go above that zero line, right? Look at it failing again. So that'll be me. I'll take that. Not a lazy boy trade, unfortunately. I am doing a lot what I don't see me do on here, which is, you know, right now we haven't got all the confirmations in line. Here's a bit of a rush trade. Was hoping to get in on NQ, but we didn't get the confirmation. I don't like going against CL when that's going long, so I was waiting for that to go short. ES is whatever. Gold, the opportunity was here. Here was the trade on gold. That's happened and gone. NQ, we were just waiting, see if we get a setup next hour. So YM, it was our kind of best opportunity, right? So the reason why we're using this low is because if we use regular trading hours, right? This is our new hour. You can see that when we've been bullish, our low 60% of the time has been here. So when we took this high, I was just playing that probability for my stop. And that when we took that, it would force the minute to come above on regular. We did have a sequence 1 as well. So if we were going to go up, that's going to maintain that momentum in the bullish side as well. Not the cleanest trade I've ever taken. So we expect our low to be in this section. We expect our high. I'm going to give it a little bit more. Hang on. Say here. So we expect our low in this section and we expect our high in this section if we're going to go bullish, right? So first target for me is 1R. Or we could be looking for this level at the top, which means that we get that break for that retracement that we're looking for. If I was looking for the bigger trade, I'd be looking at using stops below. But I'm just looking for this hour. There's our buy signal. Stop loss, hold up tight. Doosh, data in our favour. It's going to reverse now. Come take me out. But you can see that there was reasoning, right? The reason why my stop was there, right, was based on regular trading hours. It was the half past. We took the high in the first segment, expecting this to be our low, right? Instead of taking the retracement, I was going, well, if we're going to take the high, it means that the algo's got to go back to 90%, right? Which means we're back in the bullishness, which is why I set a stop order at the top. I still don't like it. But let's see whether electronic trading hours, let's see whether we've got over that. Yes! Got over the zero line. It'll come back now. But we got there. Now, honestly, it's all good. Happy with the trade. We get taken out. So now, statistically, right, if we were trading this from regular trading hours, we would be taking a lazy boy, right? So we'd be taking our lazy boy. Let me just clean up the chart. Apologies. Right, we'd be at the 50% retracement, and our algo is still 90%. So if you were trading lazy boy, you've got above the zero line, you've got bullishness, right? Half an hour. You've taken the previous half an hour's high, so that's all aligned. So there's, you know, even from a lazy boy point of view, this is absolutely a fine trade to take, right? So lazy boy, we'd be taking our entry here and looking for a new high. That's how great it is in terms of small trades, right? We'd be doing this 1-to-1. So it's a valid lazy boy setup, right? Think sensible. Think it's sensible. I'm holding. Still got plenty of data to come. We've had confirmation on the half an hour. We need this hour to be over. This next 5 minutes is really important, right? So that's this data here. Once this data's gone, the next new hour. So I think once we get into the new hour, I think you'll see price expand more. Because our hour is here, right? So our regular trading hours, it's confusing. There's regular trading hours and there's electronic trading hours, and I'm mixing the two at the moment because I'm playing different data off my head. So right now, these are our normal hours, right? Sorry, these are our half hours, which fits in with regular trading hours. And this is a normal hour where this line starts, right? So there's the previous hour. There's the low. The new hour took the high, right? So even from regular trading hours, we're taking highs. Means we're going bullish. We came down, failed to take the low. We did get a sell signal, which means that we don't expect this high to go yet in this hour, which is why I'm saying once this next 4 minutes are up, I can then expect price to potentially give more movement up, right? If price was going to take the low of this hour, we would expect to see that have happened by now, right? So when that price moved down then, if it was going to take that low, that's when we expect it to happen. We've still got 4 minutes where I'm just playing this data out. But we have come above the zero line. We have confirmed long in this half an hour in New York trading hours. So we're giving ourselves every probability that we can still see some more price action in the upside. Let's just see this these next 3 minutes out. So we're playing the lazy boy on the regular trading hours. Right, here's our data. So right now, the low, we expect a 75% probability that our low is in by this point, and we still have 82% of data. Go up time frames just to increase that. 76% probability, bullish. So we've had segment 1 and we've had segment 2, right? And we've taken the high of segment 2. So our low is in segment 1, which is 60%. Our high is currently in segment 2. So there's a 12% probability if we're bearish, this is our high, and a 60% probability if we're bullish, this is our low. So probability sits in this being a bullish candle, which means that there's a 76% probability that this is our low, and an 87% probability there's more highs to come. We're bullish, bullish, and bullish on the 1, 2, and 3. We have come above the zero line on the 1 minute on electronic trading hours. We're already above on regular. Like, I'm happy to sit in this trade. If it loses, fine. You can't win everything, right? But I'm taking it based off of enough confluences, enough data, right, that I'd rather be in Lazy Boy, just looking for this new high here. That'd be so much better. I could have waited for that confirmation. Sensible trade, right? Waited for that confirmation, taking my entry at 50%. Probably more sensible. But we'll see. We got what? We got 2 more minutes. Desperate to see this hour over. This is the open, which is below my stop. That's why I was considering putting my stop here, right? Because that's the open. I was looking at this level here, like, do I just give myself a little bit more room? That's the open price. Oh my god! Last candle. It's a horrible candle. I think I'll do that. Yay, yay, yay. Right, new hour. New hour. Come on, keep going. NQ. What is that? Look at these opening hour mid candles. Bullish, bullish. Look at that pump. Right, CL. Starting to come back to that zero line. So I'll be looking at CL. I'll be watching. We need to take this low. Take this low. Confirm short. Come over the zero line. Look how we've not transitioned. Yeah, we've held bearish all the way through. So I'm interested in CL if it can go short. Keep an eye on gold. That's me out. I did just move my stop to there. No. Is it one more tick? No, yeah, it's there. It's definitely getting taken. We don't take the lows in a bullish hour, right? We very rarely, and when we do, it's usually a wick and then a very quick move on. But that's it. So trade out. Shad face. Good decision, Mark. So even if we had taken the lazy boy, we'd have taken that loss on that anyway. I'm alright with that. I'm alright. So it just struggled, didn't it, all the way? Struggled to get over, struggled to get up. Just thought when we'd come back above here now, we'd just have enough momentum to get us through. Let's see. Maybe I should just buy NQ anywhere, right? It'll just go up. I'll just buy NQ. We have a strong bullish hour again. Everything's looking super bullish. No reason to think anything other. Just buy NQ anywhere. It'll just keep going up. One of those days. Didn't even get a tap of VWAP, right? Nothing. NQ is just gone. Back below the zero line. Keep an eye on CL. NQ, another high. We are down 1R. First trade of the week. Yeah, first trade of the week. I'm really liking CL. I want this to change to bearish. Let's see. So CL is currently corrective bearish, right? We keep pushing down, that's going to flip to bearish, which means it's going to give us a sequence 1. These are our last low previous hour, so taking that gives us bearish. Really like the idea of this. We've got data below, right? Reason to go lower. We got 1 more minute before we get our high probability. In fact, CL's already got it. CL's already got it. Because CL puts it in a lot quicker.
Order submitted.
Let's see. It's a bit early. But we increase the data. So 12 minutes is segment 2. So you can see 6 minutes. We've already taken the low of the 6 minute there. Giving us a good probability that if we're going to go bearish, which it looks like we're going to go bearish, we're below the open, right? Get initial push down. That, I'd have liked to have seen this low go in that push as well, though. This could be our high. First 6 minutes. We didn't take the high on the 9 minute, which is a shame, because that would have given us a buy signal, right? What would have been perfect if we'd have just taken this high? Let's see. would be at 2-2. Wow.
Order submitted.
It would be there. Right. Let's get rid of that one. Hang on.
Cancel. Order submitted.
So it would be... CL takes this low. And comes that zero line. I want to see CL go, right? That will give us the 12-minute confirmation to the first two segments, which means, right, that the 11%, if it's bearish, if it's bullish, your 50% and your 11%, which is here and here, gets wiped out because we've just taken it in segment 3. So it means it cannot be the low, which is just done, right? So more likely, what? Our data's favoured towards bearish, which is why I took the trade. Just gave CL's a little bit, data's better on CL, so we can be a little bit more aggressive sometimes. Need to see this logo though. Need to see this logo. If you were taking the 50% retracement, it would be there. I want to see this under. And then we want to see this flip bearish. There's the low, tapped. Keep going. There's that drop. Ah. So it depends on the if you take in the lazy boy setup, it's a 1-to-1, right? With CL, when we get this crossover, you tend, if it's going to go, you tend to get this really fast movement. So like with NQ, we'd look to take like a 50% retracement potentially. Some people take it on the buy signal, some people take it on the sell signal. So if you're doing CL, like a lot of people would take here, would be their buy signal. They might put the stops above the high or just above the EMAs, and then they'd be looking for 1R, right? That would be one potentially. Or alternatively, you can look for a retracement up into the 50%, right? And then a new low. Now, I've used the data to catch a trade early, right? Because from the analysis I looked at, I was expecting us to come down below this zero line, which would drive price down. We're in a corrective bearish. If we keep going down, that'll drive us into a bearish signal. So Lazy Boy, which is like on NQ, has got very, very high probability. The back test, there's two different people doing back tests. You can back test on, for example, off of the signal and the algos, everything's being aligned, right? Here, 1R, right? Or the way that I do it is I trade off a 50% retracement. So I like the 50% retracements. So on days like today when it just runs, sometimes you don't quite get that 50% retracement, right? A good one was gold that we saw today so far, right? So this one on gold here. Let's play this back and I'll show you. So you can see the algo is predicting there's a 2% probability of being bullish, right? 2% probability of being bullish. We take the low of the previous hour, meaning we've now taken lows. We get our signal, right? If we're looking at stop all the way, we can look for our tapped retracement. And then bam. You'd be looking for a new low. So there was the tap in, right? There's the low. 50% tap in. Limit order set there. Stop above. Targeting the low. 1R. Bang. Job done. Okay, so my stop will be on break even now. We've come below that zero line. We've now, look, we're in bearish. Remember I said we have to go from corrective to bearish. When we flip bearish, we'll get an 88% probability of what price going down. If CL is going to go down, a lot of the time when we cross that zero line, CL will go. Which is why I wanted to try and catch a bit early in the trade, right? But this will give us, put us ahead now on the day, right? We could close the trade and be back to where we were, but we just want to, got these high probability levels, right? So we've got an 85%, 80%, 80, 90. So, we could see price carry on down. I'm just going to get in profit for today, right? Let's see if we can get these lows. Take our profit. We can partial at lows as well. We could take a partial here, right? Or take a partial, let it run. NQ, we've got a buy signal, right? So right now, looking at our data, there's an 84% probability of more highs in this hour and a 78% probability that this is our low. So if we were to come down and tag us in here, right? What's more likely? Is it more likely that price is going to go to our stop or more likely that price is going to go to our take profit? It's not 100%, but there's a 78% probability that that's our low for this hour on a bullish hour. So that means there's what, a 22% probability that price takes the low. And where all the high data is in a bullish candle, there's 84% of that data left. So I'll increase number of segments so that we get more accurate. So there we go. So 75% on the low and 86% on the high. We've still got 86% of all the bullish data on bullish candles of the last 189. We can go up time frames, have a look at some more. Right, on the last 902 bullish candles, we've still got a 75% probability that's our low and an 86% probability there's more highs to come. So when you take this trade, we're taking it with a statistical edge, right? And this is what max algo is. It's this data giving you that when we're taking this trade, it's more likely that price takes the high than it does take the low. Your trade is statistically more likely to win than it is to lose. And if it's a 1R, if you're above that 50%, it's a profitable system. Now, right now, that system's, you know, November ran at 72%. Very profitable. It's not 100%, but it is profitable, right? NQ is in one of those days, though, where it doesn't like to come back, and it just likes to keep going. Let's go, come on. Let's go. Had this loss on YM. We still got 83% more probability and more lows. Right? CL on a bearish hour. 83% of all bearish lows are still yet to come. There we go. Liquidity tapped. We've still got this liquidity below at 80%. And these. Right? We've still got a lot more data to come. 83%. We could see those lows go, right? When we cross that zero line, a lot of the time CL will just absolutely fly. And we could see it even come down for this low here, right? Let's have a look at the liquidity levels. Let's just go up the time frame. It's a 5 minute. So these have got a good probability, right? This is 76%. So we could see these lows go. We've just taken these lows, which is where we were targeting. That second low gone on the 1 minute. Yeah. So we've tapped both of those levels. Right. I'm not taking it down to here. I was just getting out. Recuperating my loss, getting profit. Job done. It's been hard trying to get in on a trade on NQ. I could have just bought anywhere, to be fair, but it's not always like that, right? We were expecting today to be quite bullish. We did say, you know, even though there's high probability of price going down, until we see any sign of price giving us that reversal, it isn't going to happen, right? We haven't come close to the zero line. CL was virtually, look at it, it was right down. We'd taken this low, right? So let's have a look. Right there. Here's where I entered. Right, look, taking this low, heading down, coming down. We were corrective bearish. If we're going to carry on down, that means we're going to flip to bearish from corrective to bearish, which means that's going to give us a high probability of a continuation. Smash. We knew that our statistics gave us, once we broke that low after 6 minutes, our first segment was done on the 10 segments, right? Giving us a huge probability straight away that this was going to be our high for the hour. We got in because when CL goes across that zero line, it doesn't like to retrace. I don't take the 50% retracement with CL. I take early, get in as it's crossing that zero line. It's a great trade to take. It'll just go. Right? So if you did get in on the sell signal that we saw before, right? 1R, done. Lazy boy trade there on CL, over. If you're in on this trade, now ideally I'd have my stop here, right? But if you were using the full stop, which you are entitled to do, you would be looking for these liquidity levels below. Now, they are still high probability, right? There is still a reason for price to go there. So first signal would have been fine, done. Second signal, it's on its way. If you did take full stop, really above the EMAs is enough, even at that high, right? And you'd be 0.75 now, even for one. But then even then, it's worth probably just pushing it down, right? Going for that level. Once you get used to the data and the pair that you're trading, it'll just give you that, when CL crosses, when everything aligns, that's when price moves, when it gives you that push in price. And that's why I got in. Trade done. Back in profit. Yee! Happy days. NQ. We do still have data in our favour, right? So even if we got tagged in now, we could still take that. I don't think we're going to get tagged in. I think NQ's just going to keep going. Nice pullback for CL, for Euro. We haven't been able to transition on Euro, which I find really interesting. Super clean. Lovely corrective price action there. Love that. Still think this is probably going to come, take these highs. We're above the zero line. We're not transitioned yet. That's the only thing on Euro. We're not transitioned yet. NQ looking for new highs. CL still going, right? Maybe we take these lows. Maybe we take these lows. I am very bearish now. Looks like we're transitioning back bearish. Couldn't quite break out. Not third time lucky. Interesting. There we go with gold. We were talking about, what were we talking about with gold? Hang on. That's it. We were talking about gold coming down to this level. Right. So if you're still holding that trade from here, you took your partial. GG. Not quite tapped it. I mean, but yeah, still looking super bearish. Still plenty of time, right? Still got 82%, sorry, 71% or more lows to come. So likely we tap that level and that gets done. Right, we take that low. So when we're in that trade here, that 50% retracement, right? Here. Partialed at the 1R, right? And then you can go break even, which is what we did. Looking at next high probability or trailing, we got this level here. It's a great trade, right? You know you're entering with high probability of price moving away, and you're trending away from price. So you can take your partial, or take your trade and just get out. But great trade on gold today. NQ. If we were taking Lazy Boy, where are we? 32 minutes. Absolutely, we could be in this trade. I haven't taken it. I haven't got my limit order on. I did not update it, unfortunately. What a shame. What a shame. Well, if you have taken the lazy boy, let's see. Nice reaction. We're looking for a new high. Could take it now. Could take it now. Where is it? Okay. We're going. Ding, 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 ding. Much lower risk on this trade now. We're in profit, so I'm risking half of my profit. So if we finish today, I'll end up at about 0.4 R for the day, rather than put full risk on. I want to control my profit today. So we are on. I've used the profit that I made on that last trade, halved it, and that's my risk on this trade. So we'll still now, if we lose, we still have a little bit of profit. We can finish for the day then if we lose. But high probability, I'm taking the trade, right? I'm taking the trade. I'll take small partial here, final partial here. I'll go break even at this point as well, as it's the last trade of the day. And I just want to be done, really. Kind of get my profit and be done, so I don't have to wait for everything. I'll take risk off a bit earlier. I tell you what, it's gone from waiting all that time. All of a sudden, we're in 3 trades, right? Right. We still got 66% probability of more lows. So we still expect this low to go. We still got time. Obviously, we're already out of this trade, but I mean, for if you were in any of these signals and you're on the 1R or higher, we still got time to hit these lows, or even this low, even just a new low. Data's still with us. There you go, gold smashed that level now. That 70% level that we were looking at, right? So if you got in here, that was the retracement at 50%. 1R trailed. Thank you very much. So when you're trading with data, the setup is statistically in your favor, right? And then we've got our liquidity targets to give us, when we get a setup in that direction, that we can take our profit or take our partial, reduce risk, and know where else to take partials or to target. A reason for price to go up, I always say. right? For CL, when we looked at this CL trade here, we had this buy signal here, and we came above the 0 line, right? Same thing again, we come above the 0 line. I was like, look at all these levels here. This is a good trade. We could take this, target these levels. Bang, done, right? We get another tap, take the high, and then reverse. And that's basically what Lazy Boy is, right? When we take the 50%, is that we're expecting price not to just leave a high and to re-tap it again, and that gives us our profit. So we're expecting if price is going to go down, it's likely to re-tap this high, right? We also know from collecting data of all the bullish and bearish candles, that was very close to our first break even and TP. Very close. We also know that how a bullish candle forms and how a bearish candle forms. My God. It was a wick away. Just a... Mine's... Oh my God. Might just go break even now. Fuck it. That was so close. Yeah, look. I have got it on the right price. Look at that. Just sad away. It's just being mean. Get tagged out at break even here now. In one tick away from profit. One tick away. So CL taps the low. Gold starts coming back after hitting our high probability level. Let's see whether that's gold's low put in. Right, you little git. Get out there. We still have a 66% probability of more highs. Don't have to go break even. Shouldn't go break even at this point. I'm protecting profit, right? So right now, data's still in our favour that price is going to take the high. So statistically, you should just have your stop here. And then when the new hour ends, you then move to break even. Because we have a whole new candle. And the probabilities are against it on a different candle. So, unless you're trading a 2 hour, then you're trading the 2 hour candle. We're trading a 1 hour. So some really great confluences for bullish. We're above the 0 line, right? The open. So when we close above the open in segment 1, 2, and 3, it's like 79% probability of being bullish. We take the previous high, right? That gives us a high probability of being bullish as well. And then we know if we're going to go bullish, we've also got the algo, 85% probability, 77%, 73%. So when we've got the algo as well, and then we've got our data of how does a bullish candle form, which is this. So where do we expect the low to be? We expect the low to be in our first 2 segments, right? And where's our high probability high if we're bullish? There you go, I'm about break even. Just a bit above break even. And we look at where's our high probability highs, right? 32, 40, 50, 60. So we could say the last 4 segments, 6, 12, 18, 24 minutes. So these are where our high probability highs are, right? So we're out at break even. Especially with that one tick. So that data is starting to drop now, right? So we're at a 56% probability of a new high. So it's still in the favour of a new high. We're not expecting this low to go. This would be a good indication that NQ, if we do take this low, that NQ actually might start looking to do that reversal. See, we'll see. Nice tap from Euro. We were expecting Euro. Probably come up and take some of these. Weren't expecting Euro to end here. So if we're going to put in a new high, NQ needs to go now. So if we were looking at it in, how does this work? This would be where we're looking to buy. Potentially, right? So this is where we're expecting our low. This is where we're expecting our high. So officially, you should still be in this trade. If you're trading Lazy Boy. If you've already made profit today and you're protecting some profit, then that is fine. If you haven't made any profit, this is your first trade, you should still be in. Let's see if we break up now. We've been kind of correcting a bit like this, yeah. Let's see if we can come out now and just tap that high. Look, there's an inverse fair value gap. Look, there's another inverse fair value gap. There, look. Cool. Failed. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. There's one. There's one. This could be the one. So either, depending on how you want to trade, if you're being really aggressive, you can take a partial here, your second one here, right? Predominantly, we just do this. 1R. It'll be done. But if you did want to take 1R there, take a partial, no problem. That would have been our first partial. Break even. But I think we know. It's pretty cool, the data, right? It's pretty cool. We still have 47% of the data still to come for this high. There's not more data, but still a big chunk, right? Still a big chunk of data to come. CL, 3 equal lows. Look at that. Just not tapping those levels yet. Maybe tomorrow I am. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe you'll gap up tomorrow. So should have had a bit more profit there now. It's a shame. But I was a bit too aggressive with my stock management. So if you are trading Lazy Boy, unless you're being super aggressive, you should still be stop here. We haven't finished the hour yet. And your target is this. We go break even at the end of the hour. Do us a favour, guys, if you have enjoyed the stream, I'd appreciate a like. We've been going for 4 hours. We've done 3 trades. 1 loss, 1 win, 1 break even. Looks like it should have been 2 wins. Got our beautiful CL trade. And we had our not so beautiful YM trade. It was almost beautiful, right? data with our low, came right down, flipped. Like, come on, come take the high. Unfortunately, it wasn't for us. Never mind. CL came back and gave us our profit. We got out at CL at these lows. Okay. Recuperated our loss, put some profit in. We saw this lazy boy on NQ. We were like, yes, we've been waiting for you. Missed it this one, got in on this one. Statistically, when we take this trade, there is more probability of it going to our profit target than there is to our stop loss. Who can tell you that in trading? Who can go, when I take this trade, this is more likely to go to my profit target, and this is the exact data of that happening. It's right here, baby. Not made up in my head, not on a spreadsheet. All in an indicator. Right, let's simple it down to 3 segments. 20-minute segments. So in the first 20 minutes, we expect our bullish candle to be in the low. And we expect there's a 57% probability our high is going to be in the last 20 minutes of a bullish candle. Right? So when we took this high, it means that the high was no longer in the first 20 minutes. Right? So it's no longer, it can only be in this one. So which one's more likely, that the low, 78%, or the high, 22%? So there's a confluence. Our algo, right? Max algo, our actual algorithm is predicting this candle will close strong bullish. Right? And it's been doing that for the 8th hour. For 8 hours, it's been predicting bullish. Right? For 8 hours. Boom! Another lazy boy. Congrats! Loads of people in Discord would have waited for that. I want to see those trades. Perfect tap of that new high. Right? We like to retake highs before we go the other way. Beautiful. Right. I think that's my 4 hours up, guys. It's been a great stream. Again, just to recap, a lucky 1R on that one. Nice trade on CL, right? Crossing that 0 line. Dynamic TP, Trend AI just could not go bullish. We just were not transitioning. When we got to this point here, it was corrective. We crossed that 0 line, that's going to push us into bearish, which is pushing us into an 88% probability of being bearish. We still expect these lows to go, right? Potentially more downside. No worries, buddy. Tomorrow's another day. There's plenty more trades coming in. Like on NQ, okay? We started the stream here, right? Look how long it took. We said that there'll be an opportunity. If we're going to keep on going long, which is what we expected, there'd be an opportunity. And there it is. Here was the opportunity. Right? Bang, tap, done. You had the opportunity on gold. CL, you could have gone in at any one of these signals. Right? That was bearish. And you're done. I think actually this signal, I think you're probably still going. Yeah. You'd still be looking for that. But then if you're taking that, you stop. You've got to put your stop here. Oh, not quite yet. You need a little bit more. So I hope you've appreciated the day. As you can see, not all winners, but we still come out today on top from the trades that we've took. Should have been another 1R up on that trade. That's me just being a bit aggressive. The official rules of Lazy Boy is we don't go break even until the end of the hour, which is what you would be doing now. So other than that, I hope you've had a great stream. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll be back on tomorrow for another roundup where we keep trading probability. We keep doing the same thing over and over again, right? And when we set this morning, we had an 88% probability of retracement. What did we say? We don't do anything unless the hour changes. To go bearish, we have to change. We never changed. We've stayed bullish the entire way. We've just kept to it. Right, I'll see you in the Discord, everyone. And thanks very much for sticking on. And I'll catch you guys later.